and I'm super excited to be here today. Laura talked about a near-death experience earlier, and we should talk because here it is. Here's the near-death experience. I'm also a comedian, so relax, it's cool. I'm an author, and this is actually from my memoir. It's coming out this year, September 18th. It's called I'll Be Okay. It's just a hole in my head. All right. Whew, now I'm nervous. Oh, and this is from a chapter called Pulling a Presley. When asked how we want to die, we all say something super poetic, like, at the top of a mountain with a handful of flowers to throw at sunset. Or in the arms of Patrick Dempsey. If all doctors looked like McDreamy, I wouldn't have such anxiety in hospitals. I'd probably throw myself down a set of stairs daily if I knew there'd be a hottie at the other end, putting in my new IV or putting in the new bandages to my new head wound. Everyone wants to die in a beautiful way. Nobody wants to die on a toilet. I had a variety of fainting spells in my life, ranging from passing out at local blood banks to falling into a trash can while watching a nurse change out my grandmother's IVs. I was turned green at the thought of bodily fluids, and my dad is convinced I'll never be able to have children if I don't snap out of it. And I don't mean to be this way, it's just my body tells itself we're dying and falls to the floor. A few days after my second MRI, you don't know about the first one because you haven't read the book, but that's okay. The call came from Dr. Crawford. I was instructed to meet him to discuss the results in person. This didn't sound good. I wondered if in addition to the blood spot, they'd found a tiny unicorn. This was the first MRI we took, he said, pointing to a squishy image on the right. And that was the left. That's your right. And this is the image we took the other day. Both images had a circular spot to the left of my cerebellum. The left circles was bigger, getting closer to what Dr. C called my brainstem. I've been informed this was kind of a big deal. We hope you don't stop breathing any time now kind of big deal. I'd like you to come in for surgery, he said. Friday. What was I doing on Friday? I was probably going to binge watch some How I Met Your Mother. Probably eat some junk food I couldn't taste. Yeah, I guess I could squeeze you in for a brain surgery on Friday. That sounds good. I'll pencil it in. Dr. Crawford explained to us what would happen. He'd make an incision and extract the blood. It sounded ridiculous. Like he'd be dumping holy water on my head and performing some kind of exorcism. I got home feeling confused. At 8 p.m., I went to the bathroom to think about what he had said, including the possibility of waking up with a straw coming out of my head. I couldn't come to terms with what it meant. As far as I had concerned myself, the straw situation would be hilarious. I tried to chuckle as I sat to take a poop. You can laugh at that. It's poop. As I sat on the pot, I began to feel sick to my stomach, more so than was normal for this kind of activity. I started to feel lightheaded, my innards fighting each other in some epic battle down there. What was happening in my life right now? First, my heartbeat started to get faster, and then all sounds became muffled. Next would be dark spots surrounding the room and unconsciousness. I was sure of it. I'd been passing out in doctor's offices and during health class videos for as long as I could remember. This wasn't my first time at the rodeo. I knew the routine very well and could recognize a faint coming on and could usually avoid smacking my head on the floor if I reacted soon enough. The only problem was that I was shitting. I was shitting on the toilet and was about to pass out. More terrifying was the idea that these could be my last moments on Earth. My brain was already bleeding, so how far of a stretch could it really be that it hit my brainstem? In seconds, I considered the possibility of a tomorrow that would not arrive. Pretty deep for a Tuesday night shit. I thought about Elvis. He died on a toilet. The king had died taking a shit. Extraordinary people often died in ordinary ways. Death seemed so much scarier when it came for you in the mundane, the commonplace and everyday. I couldn't believe it. Someone was going to find my bare ass hanging out with my head bashed in and feces everywhere. Who's to say my body would even stop pooping once I died? What if it just kept coming like a freight train? I'd read somewhere that your brain is alive about 7 seconds after you die. I felt embarrassed. I'd be written in the history books as just another toilet dead person. A dirty, dirty death. Time was speeding up now. I could hear my own heart pounding. Elvis wigs and white bejeweled bell-bottoms flooded my brain. I'm going to have unfinished business, I thought. Literally, there's going to be a pile of shit on the floor. Then, bang! Hit the floor. I heard my sister's voice asking me if I was okay. My nose was touching the door. Don't come in here, okay? Go get Mom, I said. I peered around my body to see if I'd made a mess of the floor. I held it in just in time for my body to collapse off the toilet and onto the cold tile. I cleaned myself up and regained composure. I crawled into bed feeling like the luckiest person alive to have survived a deadly encounter with my toilet. Mom tucked the covers around me. If you need anything, I'll be right here, she said. I had to chuckle so I wouldn't burst into tears all over my pillow. Would she always be there? Would I? My brain surgery was just days away, Friday, October 3rd, 2014. I wasn't sure if the date would be etched on a gravestone or time-stamped in an obituary, but whatever happened, this date would change me forever. Thanks so much.